Haven't recorded a journal entry in a while. This is just going to be the day that Mount Calvary struck again. I don't know. Actually, maybe I'll go back a day before. So, having to do with that day is this candle. I won this candle at, it was a health expo where they gave out a bunch of free pens. There was some lip gloss. They gave out those things you squeeze, just like pieces of candy. And they also did blood draws and tested for certain health conditions for free. And they had a prize drawing, which I didn't know. I walked in, I'd never been there before. They had cards. And once you fill them out from going to enough booths, then you can turn them in to win a drawing. Well, they had already done a few drawings, or there wasn't much time left. And I didn't know that. Somebody told me, oh, you better turn it in or something. Because they were doing the drawings right then, and I didn't turn my card in yet. So they turned it up there. So I didn't turn it in until they already started. So then I go up to the front. I give my card to someone at the front. And then and I give it to them. They put it in the basket for a drawing. So remember, I've got spies, people following me, watching me. And then I start to walk back to where I was, because there was many rows of different booths set up with like free candy, free lip gloss, some hand sanitizer, little freebies, and I was getting my freebies. And I will use my freebies. So the hospital actually gave out a bunch of these. These are good. Now, I am totally against makeup, but what is acceptable is good is lip gloss. If you're not even that this is healthy, but like if your lips are dry, lip gloss is not makeup. Come on, guys. This is medical. Also, if you have tinted lip gloss, that is fine too. So if you have something that's one step, no lining, no filling, no priming, it's just one step, that's fine. I don't really see a problem with colored lip gloss. I do not. This is fine. Because you still look like yourself. Now, if you draw your lips larger than they are, and then color them in, this is unacceptable. Does it take 5 seconds or less? It is acceptable. And so that's allowed. So this, I got this for free. This expo now was more than a month ago. I actually posted a silly reel. This is the only reel I have because they recorded it at this expo. And they had a camera that would make reels. So they were taking pictures for free too. Oh, they had a massage booth. So how cool is this? I actually was the last person that got to do the massage, I think. Well, they had one laying down and one in a seat. And so I was the last person to get in there because I hit all the booths. I won something, and then I ran in right before they closed and shut down. But anyways, so I turned in my entry, and I was walking back to the table, and on my way, they call my name, and I won a prize. Now, I'm not saying I have the evidence now, but I do have the evidence because I am not spending $100 to do testing. So, my prize was this candle. It smells good. It smells like pancakes. So, I have not really, I don't think, maybe I lit it once, maybe not. I'm going to light it now to get a little light. Okay. Okay, I'll put the candle right there. Okay, now, this is not helping. It's making my video worse. This is making my video worse. So I'm probably gonna blow it out. Well, we'll see. It's pretty dark in here. Whoa. So I thought this would add some light without being too blinding. My overhead seemed really bright, but Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna skip some of that because I was trying to position the candle, and it was too close. It was too close to the webcam. So, anyways, I got it right there. This was the candle. So as soon as I walk in and turn the entry, they know who I am. Then they put it in the drawing, and I win immediately. So like within 10 seconds of turning in this drawing, they call my name. So then I go up to get my prize, and it is my candle here, and it's a little bag. Also in that bag is a printout for $100 gift card to this company that tests your blood, and they do all types of tests. Also, at this center, they test your blood, like for your liver levels, like creatinine, cholesterol, this type of thing. But there was other things they don't test for. So I had this gift card for a couple months, and I just used it. I just used it. So wow, this is the day Mount Calvary attacked. But I'm trying to think. So I got the gift card. I didn't use it. I held on to it for a couple months, and I just used it. I just used it this day. So I don't remember what I did earlier. But yeah, I won a prize, $100 coupon worth of blood work. So I had some levels tested. And I don't know if that's important, but I think I happened to move more than 100 miles away. And within a half mile of my house is a blood draw center that tests your blood. A half mile from my house. The next one is like 2 hours away. The next one is like 100 miles away. So I just happened to move right next to a facility where they test blood. And then I turn in my entry, and then I immediately win like it was rigged. And then in the gift bag is a gift card to do blood testing. And the place is a half mile from my house. It's right next to the chicken restaurant, and it's right next to this cheap Asian restaurant, which is a half mile from my house. I really like certain things about where I live. It was a good decision. Except for it's overrun. Maybe everywhere is overrun with demons. I think everywhere could be. Anyways, so I went and I got my blood work, and when I went there was just one woman in the office. No one else was there. It's like they were waiting for me. Maybe a billionaire paid somebody, and they were just waiting for me to come in and voluntarily give up my blood. I never did. Like, hey, maybe she's God showing her angels and demons and stuff. Maybe she'll come get her blood tested. I always was curious. What's my blood type? That's what I had tested. What's my blood type? I don't know. They say it's some normal one, like a really common normal one. That's what they say. But really, this is the universal donor. So you could hide all types of stuff under a universal donor. Like, so you got some rare blood type, you can still take this universal donor, I think. But anyways, they think they said I was a universal donor before. I don't know. But I don't think my medical record said what blood type I was, and I was curious. And some other stuff they did not test. So at the expo they did a draw, and they tested some regular health stuff. And then there was more things, like stuff for women too, that I had them test with my gift card. So I went in this day. There was just one woman in the office. She called someone on the phone because I had a gift card. Apparently she has never done a gift card before. And this is the woman that works there. She also was not familiar with their tests or even how to pronounce the names of the tests. So I have a feeling this center is not very busy. Now, I think they do blood testing, so they could get a lot of results in from like businesses that are doing drug testing. That's possible. But it's a walk-in clinic. This woman was, she was polite, she was nice, but had not, it sounded like she had never done a gift card before, which means this is not common. And no one else was in there, which is almost like I was moved right next to one. There just happened to be one within walking distance of my house. No one was in there, and they had never done, at least the employee had not done a gift card and had no idea how to do it. But anyways, I got my blood done. It kind of makes me wonder if this was all set up so they could get my blood. I kind of think it might be. I actually did donate blood in college many years ago, and they like took extra, and I passed out. They were like sucking all this blood. So I'm not good at giving blood, but this time I was fine. And then right after then was this free dinner. There was a free dinner at a church. A free dinner at a church. I didn't write down all my notes because I didn't write this down as I was going. I might have scribbled a couple things on here. There was a free dinner at a church. I'm having some coffee. I ordered my instant again. So my father sent me money. Praise the Lord. God has my father send me money for food. Always when there's a period of heavy spiritual attack and I'm supposed to stay home. I say, I don't have money to buy food. So I go places to get free meals. And before this happened, he sent me money and told me to buy food. And then even called and asked, did you buy food yet? Well, I didn't, because I had some gift cards someone else gave me to McDonald's. This was probably an attack, because I hadn't bought the food yet. So then I was invited, everyone was invited to this free monthly community meal held at a church. Now this is not held at Mount Calvary. This is a different church. This is the church I was baptized at. And I know there's enemies there, but there's enemies everywhere, and God uses it for good. So I didn't expect what I saw. No. So anyways, I left the blood draw place. They maybe took 4 of those test tube vials or something. But they didn't take a big bag or anything, so I was fine to bike. And I had a Band-Aid. I had a Band-Aid, like, right here in my arm. And, like, it had a little cotton ball on it. And this had just a little tiny drip of blood on it. And so, I was leaving this on. I planned to throw this away probably when I got there. I wasn't going to do it yet, just in case. It was still bleeding a little bit. And I'm thinking this day is a holiday. This is Pentecost. Or no, wait, this was the Jubilee. This was the day after the Jubilee. That's what it is. I need to go back and record the Jubilee. This is the day after the Jubilee. They invited me to the church. I got to record that. So this church, they invited me to their dinner the next evening. So here I am okay, so I'm biking here, and I'm going to make it right on time. And I've got this Band-Aid on my elbow, and it's got a little bit of blood on it. And then actually, it's staying on okay. I push it on a little bit. And then as I turn the corner to go on the street to this church, actually, it just blows off and it blows away. So this is God. Praise God. Probably this is the Lord. And the reason is they could harvest my DNA from this. And there are enemies there. Had I thrown it away in their trash can, they would have dug through the trash, probably gotten a little cotton swab and done God knows what with my DNA, or cursed me, or find some illness that affects my blood that doesn't affect others. They can cater and create illnesses that just affect certain blood types. This is nuts what they are able to do and what they do. And for how dumb they are really able to do some high-level advanced stuff. They're like walking well, actually, some of the enemies are like walking calculators. But then the people they get to follow them are very low IQ. So, this is also God, the reason that I was late and recorded another video. The reason I was late and recorded another video is because I just happened to hear, I just recorded a testimony where Mount Calvary tried to kill me. And then I heard this again, and there was a red-haired man, and he did not say hello. I just walked through, and I waved, or I said hello or something, and he didn't say anything back. Well, God had me watch this, listen to this. Oh, I read it in my notes and just recorded it. So it was written in here. It was written in here. That man did not greet me and did not say hello. And this is right when I saw him again. I just dropped all my stuff on the floor. And this is the Lord too, because right here is the evidence of the meal. Is the evidence. So I'll show you the evidence of everything. So this day was I think it's Monday. And so this blood draw center had just opened again. And I hadn't wet yet, so. And they also revealed something else to me. When you keep getting junk calls, it's because your information was leaked. And they asked me for my phone number, and I get spam calls. So they're like submitting my phone number into databases to get spam calls. This is an attack. You're busting, enemy. I'm going to show you guys the truth. Like, I had a printout, like, this is not it, but I had a page like this big, and it was a gift card. It was a full sheet of paper. It was a gift card. No, I mean, I could have taken a picture of it, but I don't have to. Because I'm not going to spend $100 of money I don't have to get my blood drawn. But because it was free. So, here is the church. They invited me. This is the church that invited me to the meal. It's a Christian ministry. This is the pastor. So I'll show you the proof of this. I need to cover up a little something on here. So I'm not going to give away too much. Okay. So community meal. Okay. Dine with us, and then I'm hiding the name of the place. Let me add up the phone number. 18, 28, 30, 39. Okay. I think it adds up to a 7. Anyways. So, community meal. Now I've covered up the address and phone number. Community meal. Monday, May 18th, 2026. 4:30 to 6 p.m. Another bit of evidence is, I think I was given a large printer, but I've never hooked it up and I've never used it. I don't have a place to put it. So I'm not able to print off actual sheets of paper. Just the only things I print at my house are labels. So those are like 4x6 labels that are thermal labels. And they are not good resolution. So I cannot even print this. I can't even fake this because I don't have a regular printer hooked up. I think there's one in the garage that may or may not work. But I didn't have a place to put it, so I never brought it in the house. So, free community meal. May 18th, 2026. 4:30 to 6:30. So, I went to get my blood drawn and tested. And it just, the amount of time it took longer because the employee had to call and she had to find out how to process the gift card. Because this is not standard. And she was really polite and drew the blood. And then, actually, it's another thing. Then I finally get in the back area. I follow her in there and sit down. And then she's drawn my blood. And then it's like time to go. And then there's a TV screen, like a monitor on the wall. And I look. It's got the only thing on it. The screen is blue, but it has the time. The time says 4:03 when I look at it, which is a 7. 4:03. So this was a sign. But anyways, then it says 4:03 then. And I think that, like, maybe this is while I was still getting drawn. I don't know. I don't know exactly when. Because when I left, I had just enough time to bike to the church, which was on the other side of town. So this actually center is a half mile this way. Then I had to go back that way and go further to the church. So, I'm going to show you the other side of this. Dinner. Desserts. Freebies table. Says right here. Freebies table. Fellowship and more. Yeah, like attempted murder. Now, actually, they did not try to kill me this time. But it was not good. Date and time. Every third Monday of each month. 4:30 to 6. I did not print this up. It's like perfectly the right size to fill up a piece of paper. I did not make this. I did not format this. Someone else made this. Free meal. No charge. Free meal, no charge. This is why God has me poor. God has me poor, so I go to all of their events and they try to get me. Okay, so anyways. And this is the church. I just went to the church the day before. They invited me there, and they made sure to tell me about this. It's tomorrow. And I also had not ordered the food. My father sent money and said, buy food, and I didn't order it yet. So I should have listened, and I think that was God speaking through him. So I believe I was supposed to do this, but this is just another proof of when my father sends me money, which is not often, and it is for, my father sends me money for food. The last time was right before Easter. So it might be Christmas, Easter, or something. Then God has him do this because people are trying to murder me at the free meals. So, anyways, what do I got here? I had something else here. I'm trying to find some more evidence. So this is the free meal that I went to. And this is a completely different church. The address has a 22 in it. So you can watch the video I just posted with Mount Calvary, and there was a red-haired man. I just quickly mentioned, reading my notes, there was a red-haired man. He did not say hello. And so I either smiled, or I think I said hello or good evening or something. I said a greeting to him. He said nothing. He said nothing to me back. And that was rude. That was rude. And that's what actually makes me feel better, because I thought I was mean to this man. But no, he was rude to me last time. Okay, so here's my proof of the blood draw. Here's my proof of the blood draw, okay? So this place, okay? Order my own lab test, okay? I got this going in there. And I don't have a cell phone, so I'll probably have to go back in there and ask for my results. You know, actually, I could just type in the address. I don't need the code. You just type in the website address. Okay, anyways. So, here are the different types of screenings, okay? So, maybe this won't come out very well. Maybe this is not coming out well, but I got this when I went in there. Why else would it... Look, this is with my other stuff. Why else would I have this? And it's not beat up, so I just recently got it, okay? Why else would I have this? Other than I went in the office. These are the things they can test for. This is medical. These are different things you do blood tests for. It's called DAT testing. Amylase, anemia, basic profile, biometrics, blood type. I got my blood type done. They always say I'm like O or something. They're probably lying. I don't know. But, you know, that's fine if it's not. But I do want to know. C-reactive protein. They already tested some of these at the expo, which they just held and invited me to. The other recovery group, none of them went. That's when I saw them later. I'm like, did you guys go here? No, it was another group of devils that invited me here. CBC panel, celiac disease, chlamydia, comprehensive hormones, thyroids, cortisol, DHA5, diabetes. So because I can't get this to show up, it's very tiny text. I'm just reading some of this as my proof that this is stuff you would test. Diabetes screening, electrolyte panel, estradiol, estrogen, ferritin, I think that's iron, food allergy, free FT, FSH. So a lot of these were already tested recently, a couple months ago. Growth hormone, H. pylori screen, human growth hormone, hepatitis A, B, C, herpes simplex, homocysteine, ketones, iron profile. So this is lipid panels, calcium, progesterone. As the employee did not know how to say progesterone. So I have a feeling that they mainly probably do like drug tests for businesses. And they do not normally give out, they don't normally give out gift cards. but they made sure I got one. As I said, this is the free expo at the fair where I got my free lip glosses and my pens. And one of my pens just fell on the floor. But I won this candle. As you can see, the proof is this is like a new candle. I do not buy it. See, it's like new, okay? I bought some at Dollar Tree a year ago, or last year. This is a new large candle. This probably would have been like $10 or $20. So I definitely did not buy this, because you guys know I'm way too much of a cheapskate. And actually, I wouldn't be one, except for I've always been broke. It says God keeps me very poor. So I won a bag with a candle in it, and then $100 gift card to get my blood drawn here. So then the day after the Jubilee, the nation is rededicated to God. I go in, because that was a Sunday and now it's a Monday. And now they've got the blood of Christ. Maybe this will save the world. And the reason I'm saying this is because I didn't get any of your guys' vaccines. And I think everyone else did. I didn't get any of your guys' vaccines. So they need some pure blood here. I even heard about like people getting donations and stuff and seeking out blood of non-vaccinated, unvaccinated people. I am as unvaccinated as you can get. I'm talking about like, I think my mother gave me stuff when I was a teenager, but more than 20 years of no vaccines. That's what I am saying here. This is some pure blood. So they're itching to get their little fingers on it. Now, here's the thing, though. I voluntarily went in because God uses everything for good. This could possibly be used. So if people took this corona COVID stuff and then they're getting possessed by demons, maybe they'll use some pure blood and then be able to heal people. This reminds me of like some movie where somebody had the antidote in their bloodstream and it saved everyone. So this thought's going in my mind. I've seen a movie like this before. They conspired, to toss it. They create a gift card, which they apparently didn't have before. And then there's an event, and there's people there giving out the prize, and like, oh, go turn it in, and then 5 seconds later, oh, you've won. This is not a coincidence. And it happened to be situated right next to my house, this house that God has saved for me, and they knew it. They knew this house was saved for me. My house is a historical landmark. It's the only house, like actually my yard, it's the only house that is a historical landmark. And this is a city of 35,000 people. This is the only single residence that is a historical landmark. And it did not show when the house was listed for sale. It wasn't until after I bought the home that this showed up. So they took it down while it was for sale. And then they put it back up again. Because someone else might have bought it had they known this. This is a famous property. Anyways, here's all this stuff. Here is more proof. What else is on? Liver panel, kratom, luteinizing hormone, lipase, liver panel, magnesium, measles, mumps, progesterone, PSA, PTINR, grasses, weeds, Bermuda grasses, Timothy grass, common ragweed, that's allergy, reverse T3, rubella, CT, RPR, T3 uptake, T4, testosterone, TSH, cholesterol, TPO, trick, T-spot, uric acid, urinalysis, amphetamine, benzodiazepine, okay, V2V, B12, D12, comprehensive metabolic panel, lipid A1C, lipid panel, CMP, CRP, glucose, TSH, A1C. So I already had these tested. And it was pretty good. It was fine. But it could have been better if I wasn't eating the soup kitchen for 6 months. It's probably a little better now. But anyways, I just went there. And here's the place. It says order my blood. So this was inside of here. Because I just got my blood drawn. Then I'm headed. And I would say maybe I'm 2/3 the way there. I'm now turned onto the road the church is on. And then I got a bike for like a mile or two. And then my Band-Aid blows off. And this is good. Because those criminals there, God knows what they were going to do with my information. Who knows what they probably would have tried to make some disease that would kill just me. And here's the things I was already, care access. So, like this is already used up. I'll just quickly show. Okay, at the fair, they drew my blood and tested for cholesterol. I've already used this card. But, they gave me an Amazon gift card. for getting my blood drawn and tested, and then the things that were not tested in this, I had them test. So I actually wrote them down, so I would not pay to have something tested that I had just done. So if I was going to make this up, okay, and see, this is the same building. Life Recovery. This is the same building they have Tuesday night Life Recovery meetings at. This is the one that the police officer had the beauty magic, walked me down the stairs. They had just started having Life Recovery meetings at this church to get me to go. And this is when I was baptized. That day, they invited me. The counterfeit was there earlier. I was really late. He left. So then I went to their recovery meeting in the basement of the same church. And they had this police officer, walk me downstairs. And one of the women that was there overseeing the baptism, her and her husband, poisoned my food. But I didn't eat it. I think I just tasted it and I didn't eat it. So this is Tuesdays at 6 p.m. They have free food. Yeah, there's always free food. And then, some people that don't understand are like, why don't you just buy your own? Why don't you just buy your own food? Well, here's the thing. God makes sure that I only make like $700 a month. And I have a house. I have a water bill, even though I can't use most of the plumbing. I have a house. I have water bill. I have internet. I have electricity. And I have a gas payment. And I have to buy dog food. I don't have a cell phone. I don't have a working vehicle. I had to cancel my car owner's insurance. Where's the money for food? And then you people are like, why don't you just buy your own food? Well, and then there's some places that give out food, and I'm going to say, they gave me rotten food, moldy food, and then some of them give you a lot of cans. But, you get really sick of eating the same 5 cans over and over again. You try it. You try. I can't. I can't do it. I'm hungry and I can't eat it. It's like, ugh. Okay, so this is what is happening to the poor. This is what's happening to the poor. It's not being greedy and selfish to get the same 5 can things over and over again. Okay, there's more than that, but I'm saying the same thing over and over again stops being delicious. I get my free lunch. That's right. I guess they're telling me to go back here, but I didn't yet. Eating the same 10 cans over and over. It's probably okay. You got the black beans, pinto beans, canned applesauce, the canned pears, canned peaches. Those are good. But now I'm getting sick of those. Because I've already eaten like 30 of them. Now I'm getting sick of those. So they don't give you fresh fruit. They don't give you fresh produce. So the food is good. But I'm saying though, it's the one kind of instant potatoes. And they have kind of a weird flavor. And then it's like condensed soup that tastes bad. Canned beans. I can't cook the rice. They don't give you much, is what I'm saying. If you don't have seasoning, it's not good. So I show up like, here's actual food that someone has cooked, and they might even be using these same ingredients, but they just know how to. I don't know how to cook. I don't know. I try, but it doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste good. When I open the can and eat it, it doesn't taste good. So yeah, I'm just hungry. I'm like, what do I eat? I also have property tax. Property tax, internet now is almost $200 a month. They've really just skyrocketed this, and I can't get anything else because the Brightspeed demon won't. They're like, oh, we can't do it because they can't override their automated system. I am blocked from getting Brightspeed, so now I'm stuck with a business with my internet, and they keep raising their rates every month. Like, this is nuts. If I make $200 a month, or if I make $700 a month, I'm paying $200 on internet. I mean, this is crazy. But that's what's available here. And because the government apparently wants people to get this better one, but they won't. Like, I've tried to get internet with them 10 times. It would have been a lot cheaper, and it doesn't work. And I've even tried to talk to their manager. Stupid Brightspeed. Anyways, this is another mission from God. If you can't have someone go in there and manually override something, this is not a good business to deal with. Um, so, I show up, didn't know what to expect. Now, there's some woman there serving the food. And so it's probably like, out of the people serving, there was 3 women that looked like they were probably good people, and there was like looked like a Mexican woman or something, and I could tell that English wasn't her first language. And I actually asked her, they had potatoes, and she told me how to make these potatoes taste good. So, what I'm also saying is that probably not everybody knows what's going on. Probably not everyone is involved, and probably there are good people at the church too, but witchcraft is used on them to turn them against me. They have spells that make people not like me, and I think this only works if you're not one of the remnant. So you can be a good person as long as you're doing one sin, and you could be manipulated by these spells. I don't know. So there was a meal, and the meal was amazing. It was so good, and it was made with cheap stuff too, but it was like chicken and noodles, like a rotisserie chicken ripped up and mixed with noodles, and it was juicy. And then they had all these potatoes that they tasted good. Then they had green beans with ham in it. So then I get my plate, and I'm like, oh, is that, I saw no pork, and I didn't tell them we're not allowed to eat pork yet. You know, they probably already know. As I find out, they do it on purpose. But anyway, so here's like a good woman in this. This is what I thought. There's a good woman in the back, and she was nice, and even was like, well, "We got potatoes. You can have." And I'm like, "Oh, I got those same ones at home, but they don't taste good when I make them." And she said to put butter. She said to put butter and milk in it, and you know, it probably would taste better if I did that. But you have to have butter and milk. I actually do happen to have a stick of butter now, but after the other moldy stuff they gave me at this pantry, I don't know if I should use it or not. Maybe I shouldn't. Anyways, so this woman was really nice, and it looked like these were good women, but there was one who I think is a witch. So, and this is the ham lady. So there's like chicken and noodles, then potato, 2 women here, and then there's another. The third one is green beans with ham in it. And I said, oh no. And this woman, I think, was the enemy. And in the back was like a Hispanic woman who I don't know, I could be wrong, but she seemed like a really good person. And they made this food taste delicious. But anyways, there was a free table. I didn't know this at first. I didn't read the flyer. But it does say right on the flyer, oh, free food. Oh, it says freebies table. So the first place I go is to the freebies table, because as people come in, they're going to take stuff. And there's another woman there too. And so then I think the ham lady comes to me. She comes up to the table and she's like, take all you want, like take, and then she goes, and we got bags too. She grabs 2 large bags, like good ones, the ones that are strong. They're big. Like larger bags, like this big, and they're made out of a heavy-duty plastic, like shopping bags. She's like, here, take everything. So this is a long table covered in clothes. And there's socks on there too. And she's like, take everything we get. She's like, please take the clothes. Please take it. Okay. Well, she looked like she's being generous and nice. But I believe she's an enemy. Actually, I think I know she's an enemy. So then I started to take some, and you know, there's another woman like, oh yeah, she liked the clothes and sunglasses too. She's like, oh, these are Prada sunglasses. I'm like, that's great, you should get them. I got a case for my sunglasses. I didn't get this. I already have sunglasses from Temu, which I like. I did not take them, but actually the case, like they had some cases too. So I got a case, put that in my bag, and she got the glasses. They actually looked nice, but you know, they were kind of heavy. So when I look for stuff now, it's got to be comfortable. Lightweight, you know. So but they, you know, there was a lot of clothes. Maybe they were knockoffs, I don't know, but they could have been real. I didn't take them. And then there was just a bunch of clothes on the table, and so another woman was really interested in them, but they weren't the right size. Now I would buy larger things too, because they also fit. So I actually got quite a bit of clothes and a lot of socks. And then later, there was still like nobody else took stuff. I mean, it was still sitting there. So I went back and got more later because it was still there. I'm like, I think they acted like they wanted me to take it, and they would rather the stuff be taken than be put back. So then after everybody had already looked, I went back and I got even more, and I filled 2 bags up because I got like 10 pairs of socks there, and this was really nice. And there was a pair of shoes. I don't know if I'll use them, but I said I'll try this stuff. If it doesn't fit, then I can bring it back. And they're like, oh, or give it to someone else. I'm like, okay, because they were trying to give it out, but people just weren't interested. Well, I took a lot of stuff, and actually, I found a few things that are really nice. So this is good, but each one of those items was a curse. And I know it was because the ham lady, I saw her walk past my seat and look at my bags and look in my bag, and like she was counting how many things were in there to see how many curses she could do on me. This is what it looked like. It's exactly like you could see with the eyes what she's doing. So she's like, oh, take it. And she throws bags at me like, here, here. So, why did I put the... Oh my gosh, I forgot. This day, I went to the post office. I went to the post office. So this is a busy day. I went to the post office. Then I went to my blood draw. Then I went to the free meal. Okay, so when I went to the post office, I had to go because I sold something on Mercari. They're supposed to send me a shipping label, but they don't. They give me a QR code. So I had to actually bike my package to the post office so that they could turn the QR code into a label. Like, there was no way for me to do that without canceling the order. So this was to get me in there. And so I'm like, it's probably a mission. So then I show up at the post office. Then it's like they had people around the post office. So they send their bugs in my house and spy on me. They probably watch everything I do on the internet too. It's probably all spied on because it's Microsoft. They can probably like just copy everything on my screen and send it to someone else. They probably do. They probably already do. So they knew I had to go to the post office. I already marked this item as shipped. It was packaged up and had a QR code on it. So then while I'm there, they had cars like parked outside of the post office. So then after me, an old witch comes in. So I imagine she was sitting in her SUV waiting. They see me park my bike and go in. Then she comes in and she follows me, and then she shows up. She's behind me in the line. So this reminds me of one of those Hayao Miyazaki films, like the older witches, the older women that are witches. She looked like one of those. She had the white hair and she was a little heavier set, but she looked like one of the witches in those Japanese anime movies. And she looked at me a little bit when I'm in line too. And so then I already had, so then when it was my turn, I'm like, oh, it has a QR code, I just need to, and they're like, okay, they scanned it, and it printed out a label right away. They stuck the label on. I'm like, thanks, and then I left. Now this witch, she's like quickly running out, because she's got to catch me and do her spell. So I'm going fast. I'm like, I just hand it to them, they print it, this, and then, it takes all of like 10 seconds here. And then I'm out the door going down the steps. Then it takes me a minute to unlock my bike. This witch is an old woman. She like ran out of there just to go down the steps real quick. And then she cursed me with a wind curse. She said, oh, it's going to be windy today. She looks at me like... So she had to run to follow me down the steps and catch me before I left. Because I'm fast. I'm fast because I had to get my blood drawn and then go to this meal. I don't have much time. I ran down the steps, got my key, and I'm locking my bike. She had to like run after me to catch me. Then she wind curses me. And I said, I like the wind. I said, I like the wind. And then I start to go down the road. I start to bike down the road to the blood center. So I go this way to the blood center, then I go this way to the post office, then I go back this way to the blood center, then I go back this way to the meal. So it's like this way, this way, this way. And then I start to bike towards the blood draw center, and then there's another witch. So there's like a nice SUV here, and I could tell they were together because they looked very similar. This woman was thin. This other woman was a little, not much, but just a little heavy, like a grandma. And she had the white curly hair and had like a well put together outfit, like you'd see in the Hayao Miyazaki films. And then then I start to bike away. So the woman's coming down. She's almost like at the bottom of the steps, And then I start to bike. There's another old lady down here that I passed. And that old lady was like there, standing next to the SUV, looking at me. She was like, they were kind of cute. They were kind of cute, I'm going to say. She had the same white curly hair. So one was a little heavier, one was a little thinner. And so the heavier one followed me down the steps to curse me with a wind curse. And I said, I like the wind. And I start to not bark. I start to bike away. And then like probably 30 feet down, I want to say 30 feet down is an SUV. It's probably parked, like there's parking spaces along the street next to this post office. So she's at one of the parking spaces for the post office, but towards the end of the block. So like one of the first ones. This is probably where they were parked and watching me. Because they wouldn't want to park right in front of the door because they weren't actively going in. They were waiting. They were sitting there waiting for me to go into the post office. And then they send one in. And then the other witch is watching to see what's coming in. So she's standing right next to the vehicle on the sidewalk. And she watches me as I go past. And I knew. These are two witches working together. They sent them to get me. Well, they did get me. And I said, I like the wind. Well, there wasn't really much. There was some, but there was a bunch of rain. So anyways, after I got my blood drawn, there was no rain in the sky. There wasn't much. There was like normal wind, I guess. And, it was kind of overcast. No rain. So I show up at this Mount, I want to say Mount Calvary Strikes Again. Because this is a different church. This is a different church. But then shortly after I get there, it starts raining. And it's pouring down rain. It is pouring down rain. So first, they make me take a bunch of free stuff. So I get all these curses. Oh my gosh. Now I forgot something else again. God showed me some more karma. Now, I don't like when people get hurt. I don't like people to get hurt. This is always an attack. There's a way I don't bike too often, but when I go from the gym to another location, I'll go around the hospital a certain way. And there's a road I go on. And so there would be a man and his wife. And they would block the sidewalk. So you'd have to go on the road, which is dangerous. So they would have their car in the sidewalk and standing there, and they would see me coming, and they wouldn't get out of the way. So I had to go in the road to get around. Like, they could have just scooted up. Actually, this is what. Their car was in the driveway, which blocked the sidewalk, but there was still room to bike around it. But they stood there in the way so that I couldn't get past them. They did this like 2 or 3 times. So I know it wasn't an attack. Because they saw me coming and didn't say excuse me or anything. They just kind of, no, Reese, they stood in the way. And so, like, I couldn't go in front of the vehicle, so I'd have to go in the road to go around them. And this is kind of a busy road here. So, then I was going, so this is on the way to the church from the blood draw. So that's towards the gym. So I'm going to the other side of town. I'm going around the hospital again. I normally don't go this way. But I did this day. Is, most of the, so like 3 times I think this man and his wife have blocked the sidewalk. And they could have just moved over a couple feet so I could have got through, but they wouldn't. And they didn't say anything. Well, I was going to the church, and I see the man. He's just outside. So it looks like the wife is maybe sitting on the porch, not blocking the sidewalk today. And there's the man, and he's like walking, but he's like 10 feet back from the road. He's just going someplace. And I see his arm is in a cast. His arm is in a cast. This is the couple that was blocking the I believe this is a couple that was blocking the sidewalk. So there's karma too. They were blocking the sidewalk so I couldn't get through. And this man now, and he must have been the one, it was probably his idea. Because his arm was in a cast. And he got his karma. And then this day, I was able to bike on the sidewalk. And it's like, even though the car was parked in the driveway, it blocked some of the sidewalk, but there was still room to get past it. That was fine. But they would stand behind the vehicle. So I couldn't get around it. Now, I thought maybe a broken arm is a bit of overkill, but God knows what I don't. then maybe this man was involved in other things, other attacks on me I don't know about. Maybe he hurt other people in ways I don't know about. He must have to have that broken arm. So anyways, I'm there. I've got a bunch of clothes now. And then I got a meal. It was so delicious. I'm like, got my 2 plates, got my drinks, and I carry everything. I got my bag on on my shoulder. You know, I got my fanny pack on. I'm carrying 2 plates and a drink. Wherever I go, it's all coming with me. They don't have a chance to poison my food, and I even wait to get the coffee. So I carry everything with me. They don't have a chance. And they look a little disappointed. Now, actually, once I show up and I'm at the free table, like going through the stuff, there's another woman there encouraging me to get more. She's like, oh, that looked good, take that. There's another woman there. Maybe this is a good person. Maybe this is also an attack. She's got some free stuff, but most of it doesn't fit. So she just gets like some sunglasses and a couple things. But she's encouraging me to take more too. And then while I'm looking at this stuff, so another enemy from the soup kitchen comes in. He walks in. I know he knows I'm there. He does not say hello. Nothing. He ignores me. So he's got this Terminator look, like he hates me on his face, like he's a robot. Almost like an emotionless robot. And I know, like he's going to attack me. I know this. He walks in, he goes straight into the bathroom. And this is probably why I believe this is the man that poisoned the food. This is the man that poisoned the food, I believe. Now, this man here is the one at the soup kitchen that was brought in to be something like a counterfeit. This man is 81, probably 82 years old. And he was at Mount Calvary before, too. I tried to talk to him, and he ignored me. This man was very rude. So, anyways, when I saw him at the soup kitchen, like, several months ago, he was pretending to be nice. He says, I don't need I've got money. I just come in here because I'm a lonely old man and my wife died. I'm a widower. He invited me to go to this expensive steakhouse with him. He doesn't want a girlfriend, but he's just a lonely old man. So he invited me as a friend to go. This is roundabout what he said, to go. We can go to the steak restaurant and get us some steaks. We can go get us some steaks. He's like, oh, I got, I think it was for some holiday where there's fireworks. Maybe this is New Year's. Oh, this is around New Year's. He said he was going to go to the steak restaurant by himself on New Year's. And he said it in a way it was an invitation. He was a lonely old man, so he went to the soup kitchen. He said he worked for the government and had money. Yeah, right, I don't believe it. But maybe he does work for the government. But he's an enemy. So this is what they do. They play the victim. They play off of my compassion. They pretend they need help, but they're liars. And so this man comes in, and he's got the look in his eyes like he's going to attack. He notices that I'm there, but he doesn't directly look at me. He doesn't say hello, nothing. He goes in the bathroom right away for a while. So I think he's brought some sickness with him. He's got a vial or something or a spray. He goes and prepares that in the bathroom. He comes out several minutes later. There is a couple other people I recognize from the soup kitchen, but mainly who shows up. Most of the people that I'm seeing, there's a man mopping the floor that's from Mark from Mount Calvary. I think Mark from Mount Calvary is there. He's mopping the floor. Okay? Then there's the red-haired man. And there's a man with the sun hat who I believe tried to curse me. He did an IRS curse. He did like where the city fines you for not mowing your grass and not shoveling your snow. He did that curse on me, I believe. But I tried to help him. I gave him some good advice. But I don't know. Maybe he wasn't cursing me, but I think he was. But I don't know. Maybe not. But just some things he said might have been a curse. Might not have. Yeah, maybe it wasn't. I'm going to say, this one man in the sun hat, maybe he wasn't cursing me, but he probably was. I'm going to say, but I know the other ones were. Sun hat man, I don't know, because like, I think Sun hat man tried to curse me, but then we had a conversation, and then it seemed like we kind of got along at one point. So maybe he changed his ways. I don't know. But then they got the probably 82-year-old man coming in, and this is who they used. And then they got so he was at Mount Calvary. He was at Mount Calvary. I think Sun Hat Man was at Mount Calvary. Mark mopping the floors was disappointed I wasn't dead, clearly by what he said and the way he looked at me. And he asked, "What's your name again?" Probably to make sure I'm the right one. Red hair man, and someone else from Mount Calvary was there too. So there's not that many people. Like half of the people there are from Mount Calvary. So this is a different church. They have a free meal once a month. And at first, these ladies serving the food seemed to like me. Later, they don't. So I can tell is once these people showed up after I got something, and then they start using the magic. They start using the witchcraft and magic, and I can tell when they do, because then the staff starts to kind of not like me or not want to give me seconds. So they weren't really giving away seconds, but they had a lot of extra food left, and so I guess their spirits talk to each other, because it's the weirdest thing. I think so many people are demonically possessed. Like, they can just look at food and see if it's poisoned. They all know. No one says anything. They didn't go off and talk anywhere. But, like, nobody touches something that is poisoned. Like, they all know. I don't understand it. So the couple that blocked the sidewalk, I think the husband had his arm in a cast. There was some, and I don't like this, but he probably, who knows what he did to someone else? You know? It's just the end of the line when he deals with me. So they kind of noticed, like, I got some free stuff. They're doing some curses. Okay, I'm not letting anyone poison my food. Then they send Red Hair Man to me to be a counterfeit. Now, I'm going to say I was rude to this man, but he deserved every bit of it. And this is what God showed me. Because I was thinking, like, I did not handle this the best. But then I had just recorded this video where this man did not say hello to me. So this man, I just said hello or something as I'm going through. And this time, this man was at Mount Calvary before. And he did not say hello. It had happened to this man from Mount Calvary. And I don't know what. It wasn't good. But he approached me. He was trying to tell me where he lived and invite me to his house. He wanted me to come visit him at his house. And I small talked him a little bit and trying to be polite. Like, no. And then, I'm trying not to be rude. I talked to him a little bit. I'm just trying to eat my food. It's like, oh, I live here. You can come visit. He said, oh, I think I said something like I'm busy or whatever. And then I sit down, and when I'm sitting down and eating, then he comes by again. Then Red Hair Man comes by again. Now something has happened to this man. I don't know. That's why I feel bad. I don't want to be rude to him because he has a disability. Something has happened to him. But then he comes up to me again. And he starts talking to me. And then he says he is a widower. His wife died. When Trump was elected is when his wife died. And he said his wife made him promise. His wife made him promise he would find a good woman to take care of him. So he came up to me again, and he's like, my wife died, and I'm just alone, and I'm lonely, but my wife made me promise I would find a good woman to take care of me. And so I think other people there were watching this, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, it's not me. I said, it's not me. I said this mean. I said this like an asshole. I was an asshole. I said, it's not me. Then he starts to argue with me to why I should take care of him. He says, well, I'm lonely and I'm just alone most of the time. And there's this other location, but the people there are like 80. It's like, what are you, 60? You expect me. When you were involved in it. So this man knew they were trying to kill me. When I went to it, they invited me to their church. I don't know, a couple months ago. They invited me to Mount Calvary. It was something before Easter. It was like right before, the day before their fall Sabbath. Saturday is the real Sabbath. So it was, I think, so the meal I think was on Saturday, because the pagan churches worship, their Sabbath is Sunday. But that's the first day of the week. So you're supposed to do Sabbath on the last day of the week, which is Saturday. Anyways, so I think the chili meal was on Saturday. I went there. I think I just said hello or waved at this man as I went through, just to be polite. He said nothing. Now this time he's following me around. He's like, oh, my wife made me promise I'd find a good woman to take care of me. I said, it's not me. It's not me. I said, and then he starts to argue, and then he lets out too. Well, there's this place where there's other, and I say, well, there's this center. They got a bunch of activities. You can go here. I'm explaining to him this center where they actually removed my bike pedal. They probably like him because he hates me. So this man is sent to destroy me. So he'd probably be well received and accepted at this center. Anyways, he mentioned another place he can go to, but there's like old people there. Well, sir, we're supposed to be evenly yoked. Your partner is not me. No. This man walks up to me, and like as soon as he starts to say that, I know where this is going. I said, it's not me. And he starts to say, and I said, I'm not allowed. So I said, I'm not allowed to. So as the people ask me, and I say, I'm not going to be disobedient to the Lord. I'm trying to be nice because this man is disabled. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. But this man was involved in trying to murder me, and that's it. Like God has shown me so much. Like new levels, the church has lied. New levels, the church has lied to us about what and who Jesus was, and salvation, and how Christ is to behave. New things are being revealed to me. So I was an asshole to a disabled man who was a widower. But this man tried to kill me. He didn't say hello. And then he was sent to stop me from my mission. I work for the Lord. I said, I'm not allowed. I said, I'm not allowed. And then he kind of looks over at the other people when I say it's not me. Like, what do? I thought she would accept. I thought, like, and then he starts explaining, like he actually thought I would take him up on the offer, because God has given me a loving, compassionate heart. And you know what? I do want to help people like that. I do want to help people. And I always try to help people, but I find out they always attack me. That's all they ever have done, is attack me. And possibly the only one that maybe tried to help was my father, who I've now found out is afraid of my mother, which is why he doesn't side with me. I think he's afraid of Ahab, is afraid of Jezebel. So this changes things. He doesn't want me to be destroyed, but he attacks me because he's afraid of Jezebel. So that actually is different. This man never liked me. He never liked me like it would be some good deed. Excuse me. So this man acted like he would allow me to take care of him. Oh, I'll let you take care of me because my wife made me promise. But this is new levels that God has taught me. They tell you in the Christian church that Jesus gives his life up for everybody. And that's the truth. And actually what God wants is for Christ, the body of Christ, for us to learn boundaries and to not cast our pearls before swine, not settle for less. This is actually, the teachings of the devil is settle for less. Give away everything you have. Sacrifice yourself. The teaching, what God has taught me, none of what they said is true. God wants us to rule the world. God wants us to be happy and fulfilled. God wants us to have boundaries and to not help people that are trying to kill us. Our instinct is to help. Our instinct is to help everybody. And God has us go through so much to teach us, don't help the wicked. They are trying to destroy you. Anyways. So then this 82-year-old man who tried to guilt trip me into going to a steak restaurant with him and watching the fireworks. No. No, I will starve first, sir. So yeah, half the people here are from Mount Calvary. They thought they could get me to guilt trip me to help to take care of this man who's lonely. Oh, but you just admitted you can go here and hang out with people, but you don't want them because they're too old for you? They're 20 years older, but what if I'm 20 years younger than you? No. He deserved everything I just told him. He did, and that's what God showed me. He deserved it. This man is evil. So anyways, the food was fine. It seemed like I got away without being poisoned. It is raining, so I'm trying to wait this whole 2 hours. Like, I'm hoping the rain will let up. Now, there was free clothes, and there was one coat. There was one coat. One coat. There's a free table in the back, and there was a lot of clothes. Hey! There was a free table in the back, and there's a lot of clothes. There was one coat, and it was a larger coat. It was a pink woman's coat, and because of the color, I'm like, I didn't take it, but I knew it was there. Then it starts to pour down rain, and I'm thinking, I'm going to take that coat, and I can wear that coat home so I don't get rained on. And then I get up to go get another bag to put the coat in, and another woman jumps up, and she takes the coat. They take it on purpose when they didn't want it before because they knew I'm on a bicycle and I actually had a little jacket. They didn't expect me to have that. They wanted me to get rained on. So they sent someone to take the coat. Hey! They sent someone to take the coat so I wouldn't be able to take it. Because even though... Hey! I didn't want the coat. Okay, excuse me. I didn't want the coat. But I was going to wear it home so I could stay dry. And so as I go to get a bag to put the coat in, and I got my food on my arm too, so no one can tamper with that. Then I come to get the coat. A woman jumps up and grabs the coat just so that I will get drenched on my way home. But this coat was pink, so, I mean, maybe it would have fit well, I don't know. But I didn't originally look at it because it was a weird color of pink. So... maybe I need to start wearing pink because I'm like against it too much. I need to be neutral. Pink, okay, it's okay, but there's kind of a feeling associated with that color like Barbie, so I don't. But you know what? Maybe I should get my nails done pink or something. I chew my nails, so that might. I did that once before to help me. And yeah, you don't want to chew your nails if they're fake or painted, so that did help. Anyways. So I did not originally take this coat because it was pink, but then it pours down rain. They're like, oh, it's raining. And then like it's still going a half hour later. And then I'm like, then I get up to get the coat because it's like, it looks like I'm going to get rained on. So then I go to get the coat. Another woman jumps up and gets the coat. And so this old man is sitting in the back row. So they got these 3 things of food, then a table with salads, then there's drinks, and then on that table behind there is like 50 plates with cookies on it. 50 plates with cookies, and they're good cookies. They're chocolate chips and M&M cookies. And so this 82-year-old man, I'll call him Steakhouse Man. No, 82-year-old man is sitting right next to these cookies. So behind him is the table with cookies. So what I believe happened is after everybody got their food, everyone's able to get their first tray and their cookie, and it is all fine. But then, once everybody gets it, then there's like 50 cookies back there. And so, nobody's even eating them. So this was suspicious. So then I think he had some type of aerosol or spray with a sickness on it. And he sprayed it on all of these cookies. And I noticed, because it was like 2 hours later, and like no one was touching these cookies. Nobody was eating them. There was all these plates of cookies, and nobody was eating them. And I got a couple to take home. I had a asked them for a take home tray. There, I guess I can give you one. And I give her that one. They already started dishing up. So now I knew witchcraft was being used. These women that were previously nice now didn't like me. I'm like, oh, this food is great. And so then the enemies come in from Mount Calvary, and the 82-year-old man, he was also at Mount Calvary. He actually probably went to the soup kitchen. He was this 82-year-old always went to Mount Calvary. He always was from Mount Calvary. This is what I'm just putting together. He was at Mount Calvary when I went there. He only started to come to the kitchen right before New Year's. And that was to get me. So Mount Calvary sent... Hey! Outside! Outside! Mount Calvary sent the 82-year-old man to the soup kitchen. Because, see, when I started going to the soup kitchen for a few months, he didn't go there. He didn't start going until I went there for a while. So I was going to the soup kitchen a couple months before this 82-year-old was sent in and said, oh, I'm just a widower, I'm lonely. Cancel your witchcraft spells and demonic attacks. So he was sitting right next to the cookies. And there's all these plates of cookies, which would normally be gone. Half of them gone. Nobody was eating them. So that's how I know I got them. And that's how they poisoned me. And they cursed me. And there was coffee, and then I was asking for a lid. So the first time I went to their life recovery meetings, they had coffee lids. Coffee lids. And then after that, they never had lids because they want to poison my coffee. So then after I drink my juice, then I've got enough free hands I can go get a coffee. There's a man sitting right next to the coffee the whole time. Who knows what he's doing to the coffee? I don't know. Maybe nothing. But I think he cursed me later. He was watching the coffee to make sure they had coffee because this was an opportunity to curse me more. So there was the same man who introduced me to maybe his mother or somebody that gave me McDonald's gift cards, and there was an attack waiting there. But it was so nice. I really appreciated it. Maybe she was trying to help me. But I saw him again. I don't know. There could be good people there. It doesn't mean everyone is an enemy. But there were a lot of enemies there. The whole Mount Calvary crew. Not the pastor. The pastor wasn't there. But the pastor was in the background while they tried to murder me too. Hey! Reese? I don't know. Can you guys even hear this? So when I went back and I got a second plate of cookies, there's the pork lady who was the woman that worked there. She came up to me, gave me the bags, told me to get clothes. And she also watched as I got more cookies. So I ate some cookies. After I ate my food, I went back and I got another plate of cookies. It's like she was almost tallying it all up. She was tallying it all up and seeing how many curses I got. So she was watching me. She got another plate of cookies. She got her first cookie, but she went back for another, thinking in her mind, making a record. Reese, outside! Outside! Go outside. They normally don't do this. So it's probably some type of witchcraft. They spy on me. So Ham Lady encouraged me to take stuff, watched how much food I took. If I went back and I got more cookies, then she recorded that as another curse. Then 82-year-old was sitting right behind him was a table of cookies, and I did think, there's all these cookies here, how come nobody took any? They all knew. It was some secret agreement. They knew not to take the cookies. As soon as he walked in, he went straight to the bathroom, probably prepared his poison, then sat right in front of the cookies, probably sprayed, because I got another bad sore throat, just like before. Just like before. But I'm actually getting better now. I'm almost better now. Because guess what? You guys probably used the same thing, and now my body knows what it is. So I was really sick. Let's see what else. So they also, when I was leaving, or there was some time, it wasn't too long before it left, and I was just talking a little bit, like, it's pouring down rain. I'm going to wait till the end, and maybe it'll stop raining. No, it didn't stop raining. And then I got another, there was enough coffee left. So there's a man sitting next to the coffee. He's probably making sure there's enough coffee, because this is a chance to curse me. And so remember, the first time I went here, there was always lids. And then I used that, and then it's too hard to poison my coffee. So after that, they never had any lids. And so then I got a coffee, and it was still kind of hot. And I asked, do you guys have any lids? And so the man's like, I think we got some in the back. Then he goes, and then they're about to close in a few minutes, so I'm not going to stay past closing. He comes out, and he's got 2 lids in his hand. You know, I really don't want to take lids out of your hand, but I did need the lid. Because I'm on a bicycle. I need a lid to put my coffee in, and my bike, my drink holder, my cup holder. So he has 2 lids. One is just like flat on the top for travel, and then one's got the drink opening. So there's 2. And he holds them like this, and so I can take them. And I really don't like this. This was inappropriate. Sir, if you have coffee, here's the coffee, and there's plenty for your guests, why aren't the lids already out there on the cup table? Like, there's a bunch of cups. There's 2 different types of cups. How come the lids aren't sitting next to the coffee? Because they were the first time I came here. But he's like, oh, I'll go check. Then he goes in the back. Maybe they sprayed poison on this, but I think it was the cookies, because no one took the cookies, and no one asked for the cookies, and no one was eating the cookies. So then I take these. This is 2 curses. 2 curses. It's still pouring down rain. The woman took the coat. I was going to wear the coat so I didn't get wet. And then I got, like, my bag. So I've got my bag that I took with me. I've got 2 big plastic bags full of clothes. I've got another plastic bag with my food in it. They gave me another box to take home. So I've got a box full of food, 2 bags of clothes, my regular bag, and then I got my fanny pack with my keys on it. And then I've got my coffee in my hand as I walk out the door. And they are like closing right now. It's like 6:30 or something. So I'm leaving because they're supposed to be shut down. I take a step out the door. This is an honest to God's truth. What I am telling you in this video, it all happened. I take a step out that door, and then I stepped on one of my shoestrings, and it unties my shoes. It's pouring down rain, and it's muddy. So then I'm like, oh, you know, okay, they used up 1 curse. They just gave me 2 lids. So then I walk around to the side. There is nowhere to sit where it's not. Like, there's no covered area. But there's a really small awning just right by one of the doors. The doors are locked. So this is the basement entrance where you got to go up steps. Then there's 2 side doors. These are all locked, of course. I can't go in, sit my stuff down. I can't tie my shoe. There's just wet steps. It's pouring down rain. So then I sit on one of the steps, and I'm right up next to the building, so it's not quite as bad. Then I got to tie my shoe. Then I start to get all my stuff on my bike, in my fanny pack, and like through my coat. I got a jacket, and the rain is going right through my jacket, and it's getting my fanny pack wet, but it's blocking enough of the rain that my wallet and stuff's not getting ruined, because like I got all my stuff in there. So the fanny pack's just getting a little wet. But, like, my shirt is soaked, my jacket's soaked, like, it is pouring down rainy. And, of course, they put the drainage vent, so there's, like, a storm drain, and it goes, and it dumps the water right next to the bike rack. This is the honest to God's truth. Like, I gotta go and take pictures of this for even to be believable. The storm drain dumps the water, so it's like this big accordion, like, pipe. So it's, like, this wide. And then it goes from the roof right next to the bike rack. Like this far away from less than a foot. So it's like, here's where my bike is. So my bike is this far away from the storm vent where all the rainwater is pouring out, and it's flooding the ground right next to the bike rack. So then like a couple feet, like 4 feet down is another side door that is locked, but there's steps that go up. So I just sit on that, retie my shoe, load this up, So now I've only been outside for a few seconds and I'm already getting soaked. They gave me 2 curses. One was just used up on my shoelace coming untied. The first step as I leave, my first step out the door, my shoelace unties. And then I got my coffee. I put my coffee in my bike cup holder. And then I start to, and I'm wet, but I got everything on there well enough. And then I start to bike. I get down about a block. And then the lid of my coffee comes off. And then it, like, the road's a little bumpy, and it spills coffee onto my pants. It spills coffee onto my pants, and the lid falls off. So then actually, I kind of roll a few more feet forward under a tree. It's so much rain, I'm still getting rained on under the tree, and some of it's falling in my coffee. But then, like, I got the coffee, it's open, and I start to drink it. It is now the perfect temperature, so I drink that coffee. I'm like, that was good. That was good. Had a little rainwater in it, but my coffee was the perfect temperature. I got to drink it, okay? Then I bike, and I'm not going to go chase that lid. This was a curse. The enemy makes things, causes me to kind of litter because of their witchcraft. I didn't do this. They cursed that so that the lid fell off. So now these 2 curses are used up. But I took the free cookies, so I guess it's open season for them to poison this. So last time the narcissist gave me a poison drink. It was really bad. I thought I had strep throat, and I was sick for like a week, and I wasn't getting better, so I had to get antibiotics. Now, I didn't know I was sick yet. Okay? I didn't know I was sick yet. But when I did, it felt the same. So I think they gave me the same thing, and that's probably why I am getting better now. But, so then I start to bike home, and, like, my leftovers keep sliding, and it's like, I think they're going to dump inside this bag and ruin my leftover house I was really looking forward to. But actually, they still, like, some surprise miracle of God. While I'm biking, I got to keep trying to resituate my leftovers. I've got a take-home container inside of a plastic bag, and it keeps, like, tilting. So then while I'm biking, I keep trying to level it out, but it's still, like, going lopsided. But somehow I get it home, and it never leaks. Praise the Lord! Praise the Lord. And then when I do get home, I make that video about Mount Calvary Strikes Again. And then I sit down about a half hour later, I notice my throat hurts, and I'm getting sick. I've been drugged, and I'm sick. And it feels bad. And by the end of the evening, I feel horrible. And it's like the same strep throat type thing. But it's not strep throat, because they admitted to me what they did before. And they said, well, the doctor normally won't give you antibiotics if they don't know what it is. What this warlock said, so he was with a high-level witch whose mother, I believe, tried to kill me. And this was made clear. She came into one of the Bible studies when they thought they had murdered. They brought in a killer, I believe, to stab me. This was revealed to me. They brought in an actual man to kill me with a knife. And I know because I accidentally stabbed my own face the day before. I accidentally stabbed my own face and I used up their curse. So then this woman is a witch, keeps trying to get me. She puts like toilet water and stuff in food. And her mother came. And I noticed this is the head witch. She even said a lot of the way I am is because of my mother. And her mother was a high-level witch. Bad health, can hardly walk, has a walker. These are the enemies of Christ. These are the enemies of the saints. They are doing worse than we are. I will say that. And if they would just join the right team, God could bless them. So I get home. I realize I'm sick. I'm feeling bad. I'm soaking wet, and I eat the cookies too. It's probably good I ate them right away. But you guys, if you gave me the same thing you did before, now my body knows how to fight it off. So I'm actually feeling like 50% better now. Last time I waited a week and I was not getting better, so I actually had to go to the doctor. I forgot I was invited to the same Bible study. So I'm talking about where they were bringing in an actual man who was old, but they brought in a man. He was like an older veteran. I know they brought this man in to stab me because as soon as he opened, they had everybody leave, and I was alone in the back. They had this man come in, and he immediately looks at me, and then I had a little feeling of fear, like God was letting me know who this was. And he looked at me, and we came up and we talked to each other. He was sent to kill me. I know this. Oh, I already stabbed myself the day before. Can't curse me now. So this same place, the witch there, what I'm talking about, this is her mother, is a higher level witch. She invited me to another Bible study that was right after this meal. She invited me to another Bible study, and she's like, I got a raincoat for you. She invited me and lured me in with a raincoat. Well, guess what happened? I had leftovers, and these leftovers were delicious. And I was not about. So then I'm biking. I'm almost back home. And then I start to bike down the hill. And then I remember, oh, I was invited to a Bible study. And I don't know I'm sick yet. I didn't know that till after I got home. And it's pouring down rain. I am soaking wet. And like God uses rain to let me know, stay home. Well, this witch invited me to that Monday night Bible study at 6:30. And you know, I could have left straight from the meal and went to this Bible study. But instead, I was heading home. I'm soaking wet and I got to put my food in the fridge. And then I think about it. Like, I'm not going to that. I'm not going to bike back through the rain. So, but also, God allowed it to rain. Because when God wants me to stay home, He'll inspire my father to send me money for food and say, I sent you some money, buy some food on Walmart. Buy some food. He tells me this. Buy some food. And then it's raining. I'm not going to go out in that. So who knows what else they had planned. And then I realized it's going to be Pentecost. It's going to be Pentecost the 24th. And that's why they're trying to take me out before my restoration. They want to... What, you want me taking care of a disabled person? My home is destroyed. My family is destroyed. My life is destroyed. And what I do have left, forget that. And this is what God said to me. I want to help everybody. Christ wants to help people. The body of Christ wants to help. And God has trained me. It's an attack. It's an attack. They're trying to use your life up. God wants us to put up boundaries and have good lives. And not accept less than what we deserve. Christ will accept less than what the body of Christ accepts less than what they deserve. God is trying to train. So now I know. Never accept less than what you deserve. And you know what you deserve. So I did not go. They probably are going to try to kill me again. Because they actually tried to murder me there. And knowing with Pentecost and the celebration of this is on Monday. So I gotta avoid this. And now they've invited me to another church tomorrow. Well, don't worry, the pedophiles won't be there. Okay, well, you know, I'm going. I'll go. That's fine. You're not going to take me out. They actually look like the woman was nice. She actually saw me when I stopped at a yard sale and I had a pair of shorts. It was 50 cents. I'm like, oh, here's some shorts. And so then they had the free table with clothes. Maybe they're all working together. So who knows? See... But yeah, I'll say, man has an angelic name. He had a sun hat on. I think he tried to curse me with government fines and taxes. So maybe I shouldn't talk to him, but maybe he was. I bet he was. But he said he left. He actually moved out of the city because they were fining him so much. Another thing is this house right across the street was sold. That's where there was a high-level witch or warlock in there. And then I saw ambulances and I saw like multiple police officers with drawn guns at the right across the street in one house over. So this was after I canceled last summer. I think it was this summer. I canceled demonic assignments on my street. The next day, there was police with guns. This is right across the street, one house over. There was like 3 police officers coming from different directions with guns drawn at the neighbor. The next day, there was ambulances there. Well, now that house has been sold and they're fixing it up and it's got a for rent sign. Hopefully they move some good people in this time. And Memorial Day, Pentecost celebration is coming up. So I think like the start of my training was on Pentecost, and I think maybe this is just full circle. Restoration. Mount Calvary struck again. They gave me a really bad sickness, and I'm still suffering from it, but God won't let me be killed. And it's probably the same thing they had from before, because it feels very similar. So my body probably knows how to take it to heal itself now. But it was so bad that I was not getting... I always get better, but whatever they gave me was so I want to say deadly. Whatever they gave me, because I waited a week. I'm always better after a week. I didn't go to the doctor in like 17 years. I always get better. Well, what they gave me was so bad, I had to go to the doctor. And I think they gave it to me again. But I actually feel like I'm starting, like I am getting better. So, praise God. And I'll make another video about like what happened the day before.